All right, here we go. Okay, today's Monday, November 20th, and this will be a short trading week since markets are closed on Thursday due to Thanksgiving. So, what will happen this week? What are our positions doing? Are there any new trades that we can enter? That's what we're going to talk about. Because welcome to Coffee with Marcus and Mark. And usually, in this show, we're going to talk to you about what's happening in the markets and how we are trading it. I'm Markus Heitkoetter. Typically, I'm joined by my super smart head coach, Mark Hodge, but he is on a well deserved vacation. So, Mark, wherever you are, hope that you are having a great time. So, anyhow, both Mark and I, we are real traders who trade live accounts. So, therefore, we got a lot of trading experience. So, we're showing you how we trade these crazy markets. So, trust me, we know our stuff and we're not afraid to tell you like it is. So, if you're here looking for some honest insights into the fascinating world of trading, you are in the right place. Now, before we take a look at, oh my gosh, where is my iPad? Let me just reconnect this really quick because I was just testing it and it was right there. Now it disappeared. Let's see if we can bring it right back here. There we go. Okay, because we need to talk about the markets. But before we do this, I don't know about you, but here's what I did this weekend. I smoked a brisket and it turned out good. Look at this. So it's one of my passions, barbecuing and smoking, other than trading. So, what's happening this week? Let's take a look at this. First of all, economic calendar. Not a whole lot going on in the economic calendar. It's kind of all jacked up. So tomorrow on Tuesday, we have the FOMC meeting minutes. Usually these meeting minutes are being released on Wednesdays, but since Thursday is a bank holiday, markets are closed here in the US. And on Friday, we have a super short trading session. It's only a few hours. So basically, what you can say after Wednesday afternoon, the markets are technically closed. I mean, not technically, but basically. Anyhow, so this is why the meeting minutes are being released tomorrow already. Unemployment claims, which are usually being released on Thursday mornings, now on Wednesday morning. The University of Michigan Consumer Sentiment, usually being released on Friday, now being released on Wednesday. And just somehow magically, they try to sneak in the flash manufacturing PMI on Friday. So anyhow, as you can see, it's all pretty much out of whack here with this short trading week. Now, not a whole lot of economic reports that can move the markets here. Taking a look at our earnings calendar and seeing what's happening here. Well, on the earnings calendar, we have kind of one big one, and this will be Nvidia reporting after the close tomorrow on Tuesday, November 21st. We also have Lowe's reporting before the open tomorrow after Home Depot reported last week. We have AMD, Home Depot, Best Buy, Deere. So you see, we have a few more reporting, but earnings season is basically winding down. Now, Nvidia could move, but I doubt that it will move the overall market. And then, of course, nothing on Thursday, nothing on Friday, because we do have this short trading week. So, what are traders focusing on right now? And honestly, a whole bunch of nothing. If we look at the markets over the last week, right? I mean, last week we had a winning week, but we can see that the markets were in a fairly narrow range. But you also see the markets are drifting somewhat higher, and this is what we see this morning. Now, you also see on my charts, I labeled the stake zone. This is the bet that Mark and I have, where I said by the end of the year, the S&P 500 will be in this range. And I mean, we made this bet a few weeks back when the S&P was trading at around 4,200. I mean, now I look like a genius. A few weeks ago, I looked like a crazy person, but this is how it is when you're trading, and I'm pretty sure that you're getting the same looks when you are talking about the markets, right? So anyhow, looking at the 5-minute chart of the S&P 500, we are drifting higher today. The S&P 500 up 0.4% right now. The Nasdaq up 0.7%. The Dow up 0.3%. The VIX, the fear index down now below 14, trading at very low levels here. And this means that there's no fear in the markets. And why would there be? I mean, right now, there's no bad news. There's nothing looming right now. If you take a look at the TCME Fed Watch tool, then we see that right now traders are pretty much pricing in almost 100% probability that the Fed will keep rates the same during the next meeting. And then even in the January meeting, I mean, right now, 97.8% probability. So nobody is right now fearing the Fed. Inflation reports, none this week. The next ones are coming out end of next week. So this is where markets are just diddling along. Now, super interesting, I at least find this interesting, is that also interest rates moving higher today. And usually you have this inverse relationship between interest rates and and the stock market. When interest rates are moving higher, the stock market moves lower, and the other way around. But here we see that both the 2-year yield and the 10-year yield up today around 0.5, 0.6%. Bitcoin on the move again. Who knew? Look at this. Bitcoin is trying to attack the level again that we had here earlier, which was, I believe, that around 38,000. So right now trading at 37,578. And this just showing that there's no fear in the market, right? I mean, people are heading into Bitcoin, into interest rates, and into stocks. I mean, what's going on here? What is happening? Now, we did have some interesting news over the weekend. I don't know how interested you are in the world of AI, but on Friday, the news broke that Sam Altman, the CEO of OpenAI, that gave us pretty much a year ago, ChatGTP, was ousted by the board. And then there was a lot going on over the weekend. Like, where will he be? All right. I mean, will he be rehired? And no, it turns out that he actually is now leading Microsoft's new AI team. And that Microsoft said, okay, we will give them all resources that they need. So we'll see what happens there. I think we can expect some more announcements here from Microsoft later this week or next week. And Microsoft this morning, reacting to this, investors are liking the idea that now Sam Altman is joining Microsoft. Microsoft up 1.3% this morning. So other than this, I mean, pretty much everything's kind of up. As you can see, everything is kind of like light green, dark green. We have a few little spots of red, right? So here's, for example, BMI, Caterpillar, Starbucks. So these are just a few that are against the grain today, but overall it is like, okay, let's move higher today. So how does this affect our positions? What's happening here? First of all, we do have CSIQ. CSIQ also up today, 1%. Again, I'm interested in flying a rescue mission. I was looking at it with our mastermind members earlier, and this is where we were looking at CSIQ and seeing if there's any premium in the 19 put. And this is where we saw, okay, there's nothing in the 19 put, right? So I cannot sell the 19 put, and that's okay. Because I told you last week, I'm mainly interested in flying a rescue mission once CSIQ drops below 20 again. So right now trading at 20.68, nothing there for me to do. NEE, Next Era Energy, also diddling along right now. It was down a little bit earlier, up right now. And we talked about it. NEE nicely obeying this trend line here. And next stop will be probably around 64. So that's the level that I'm looking at. And then we'll see, can we already sell calls against our existing positions or not? And you see, here's the cool thing. I mean, this week, I can hypnotize the markets and nothing will happen here. Or we can just say, you know what, why don't we take a week off, come back next week? And I don't think that we'll miss any major moves. PNC today also slightly down, not also, but today slightly down after a massive run up, as you can see, since for the past 4 weeks, 20% higher for PNC. That's quite something. So you also see here, my cost basis is at 141.50. My break even is at 136.58. Nothing yet to do, but it seems that over the next 2 weeks, we could go to a level where I might sell calls below my cost basis but above my break even to collect some premium. So this could happen here over the next 2 weeks. Now, UPS, another stock that I own, and nicely moving higher here. What I like about UPS, today up 0.5 percentage point. but we broke above this level at around 145. So we are staying nicely above this. Might break even here at 152.40. My cost basis at 157.50. Seems that maybe at some point next week we might be able to sell calls against the existing position. Now, then also last week I did a Walmart trade, so we'll talk about the Walmart trade here. But do me a favor. I mean, I'm doing this here all alone without Mark, and if you like the idea that Mark is taking a well-deserved vacation and I'm still here joining you and letting you know what's happening, then click on like really quick. Really appreciate this. All right. So let's move on to Walmart. And Walmart, I did sell last week after this earnings reaction, the 155 put. And you see there was a huge reaction. Walmart dropped almost 8% after earnings. Earnings came in better than expected, but they were issuing some guidance saying, okay, the fourth quarter might not be as rosy as the third quarter, and it's looking a little bit rougher and tougher. And this is where investors got spooked. And however, on Friday, Walmart closed at 155.35, I believe, or 38. So above these puts expired worthless. Now the question is, am I taking this trade against tomorrow and today? And you see, there's really no options found. There's no premium in it today. Walmart is one of these stocks where there's typically not a lot of premium, but of course, if Walmart drops 8%, then there's suddenly a lot of premium in the puts, and this is what I was taking advantage of. However, right now, no trade. And honestly, I'm taking it a little bit easy this week. So, by the way, this will be the last stock market update for this week. So, we're taking also a few days off here. We'll be back next Monday. And I mean, you kind of see it here. If you look at the conservative scanner or the aggressive scanner, nothing is popping up. There's a big zero and there's a big zero. And I'm not too surprised, right? Because it is a short trading week. We do have the VIX, the volatility index, and the fear index here trading at lows. I mean, look at this. It seems that we are making new lows for what? That we haven't seen since mid-September. I mean, this is the last time we were at low, where we are probably in the high 12s, right, 1280 or something like this, or lower 13s, and right now 13.65. So really not a whole lot premium here, which is fine. I mean, really, there's nothing wrong in taking this week off, focusing on family here. So taking another look at the S&P, we see on the 5-minute chart, the S&P is moving higher, has just moved outside of the stake zone, but I believe that later today we will be back into the stake zone here. And the bet is that I said by the end of the year, the S&P will be at 4,500 plus minus 30 points. So between 45.30 and 44.70. So that's what we are looking at here. Not really a whole lot going on. Now, one thing that I saw last week, I don't know if you noticed it, but last week, Gap GPS was just skyrocketing. Look at this, and a follow through today. Last week, Gap was up, 30%, and right now a follow through with 1.99%. Let's see if there's anything else, any stocks that are making massive moves today. I mean, Microsoft, not too surprising there. Let's see what's happening with BMY, Bristol Myers Squibb, and if this is a good stock to trade put options on. And it's not for me because, as you can see, it has been in the downfall. Seems to find some support here, but I prefer stocks that have been trading in a sideways range for a little bit longer and not here. I don't like to catch a falling knife. So not a whole lot going on today, which I guess it's fine. This is the week where you take a break from the market. This is a week where you will probably watch paint dry if you keep staring at the market. So that's why we also did a mastermind call this morning. After this, no more mastermind calls. We're doing the stock market update right now. This will be the last for the week. So anyhow, with that said, I wish you a happy Thanksgiving. If you're celebrating it, and if you are in the US, if you are watching from anywhere in the world, just know that this week in the US, everybody is focused on family, turkeys, and shopping because it is Black Friday. I'm also looking for some Black Friday deals. So I'll see if I find anything If so, I'll share it with you. Anyhow, have a great rest of your week. And then I'll see you again next Monday. Take care.